Right. I wanted to turn to the news cycle a little bit as we read from Bloomberg and also Reuters. It's rumored that Ant may have received approval from PBOC to set up a financial holding company, and that Beijing might have even given Ant a tentative green light to revive its IPO in Shanghai and Hong Kong. So what should we make of the news? Are the regulatory storms over? Is it because of the macro headwinds this year? What's going on there?
So overall, there's been, the crackdown framing is very useful, but it misses what I think is more like a durable shift in the way that the government and business interact in this sector. It's not like there's a moment of more regulatory scrutiny and then we go back to the way things were before. We're going from an extremely unregulated or underregulated system to a much more regulated system. And the shift from one to the other creates a lot of chaos and uncertainty that looks a lot like a crackdown has been talked about in that way. So Ant actually would rather not have a financial holding company. It would rather continue to have all these financial subsidiaries that are regulated by many different financial regulatory bodies, but that the group layer is something that's under a lot less scrutiny. That's the way that it was before. And it had even hoped initially to only put the financial elements of its business into the financial holding company and to keep the rest of it, the more technology, services provision part outside. But the regulators actually forced it to put the entire thing in there. So, the PBOC has denied that it has issued approval to Ant to do so. We've seen a lot of leaks recently, kind of in this positive direction, not just around Ant, but also around, some other issues like the resolving of the audit dispute with the United States that turned out to be denied by the Chinese authorities. That doesn't mean that Ant's not making progress towards the rectification, but I would just say that there's a lot of caution. In part because the regulators that approved a fast tracking of the IPO of Ant back 2 years ago have been under investigation and are under a lot of scrutiny for how they favored the company. So they're going to wait for very clear political instructions before they greenlight any IPO. And any IPO is not going to look remotely like the initial plan, because the company is under much more scrutiny, can't make the profits that it was hoping for before as a result.
Thanks for watching. You can find out more about China's business and economic landscape by subscribing to our newsletter, joining our premium Chinese business intelligence database, and of course, watching this show. Find out how to do all of that in the summary section of this video.